Hi everyone, I'm Jude Chikatsu, this is my dog, and we're going to take a look at the Galaxy Note 10 Plus and do a little unboxing. Let's check it out. I'm going to need both hands for this. So the box is pretty similar to last year's Galaxy Note 9. You have the S Pen stylus on the front. Other than that, it's pretty boring. So let's just get that front part out of the way. There is a little thing hidden here. And this is obviously going to have your papers and documents, warranty information, and all of that not fun stuff, I guess. Yep, that's correct. You got the quick start guide, a bunch of those papers, and as you can see, the SIM card tool is right over there as well. So we're just going to put that over on the side as well. And there you have it. Well, actually, it's upside down, so let's flip that over. But that is the Note 10 Plus in its boxed state. I'm just going to put that out and put that to the side, and let's check out what else is in the box first. And you have this other little flap of cardboard, or paper I should say. So now you can immediately see there is a adapter for your plug, and it is a USB-C port, which is a nice change of pace. And over here we have a USB-C to USB-A adapter. That's in case you want to plug in other items. And looks like in here we're going to have our cable, and that is the USB-C to USB-C. Finally, I feel like we've been stuck on USB-A to USB-C for a while now, so it's nice to see that changed. And as you can see, the final item in the box is this Akg Earbuds. Now, you might be wondering something. In my hands-on video, I said that there was a dongle included in the box because the Note 10 Plus does not have a headphone jack, and it's after the Galaxy Fold, it's the first Samsung phone without a headphone jack. So Samsung at the briefing said that there would be a adapter included in the box, a USB-C adapter included in the box. So it turns out no, there is no adapter. So I went back and listened to my recordings from the original briefing, and the guy said there is a USB-C adapter in the box, but he was referring to Akg Earbuds. Traditionally, the Akg Earbuds that come in the box are 3.5mm headphone jack supported, but these are not. These are actually USB-C Akg earbuds, which is why, yeah, so he basically meant that there is USB-C earbuds included in the box, not a dongle. So yeah, we were wrong. There is no dongle included in the box, just these USB-C earbuds. So if you have your favorite headphones, if you have your favorite earbuds that are 3.5mm using that 3.5mm headphone port, you're gonna have to get a separate dongle yourself. But otherwise, you know, the Akg Buds look pretty much like the other Akg Buds that come with the previous Samsung phones, other than the fact that it's USB-C now. And then you also get a set of ear tips that you can customize to perfect for your ear. And that's kind of it. That's all that's included in the box. Pretty standard, nothing crazy here. I'm kind of upset there's no dongle included. It is a very expensive phone, and you would think that they'd just throw that in there because it is also their first mainstream sort of consumer phone that doesn't have a headphone jack. I mean, yeah, you can say the Galaxy Fold didn't have one either, but it's still not out yet, and also definitely not a mainstream phone. So it would have been nice for them to finally, when they did this, remove the headphone jack, which I find is pretty inevitable at this point. They should have at least included a dongle. So this is the Aura Glow model. It's one of the prettier designs that I think Samsung has come out with, not just with that color, but also just overall the design of the back is a lot more interesting and nicer looking than some of the previous Note phones. And so let's just get rid of this ugly plastic. That's always nice to see. And there's a little square here that didn't count it, so it's a little smudged, so we'll clean that in a second. But I first wanted to also make sure there's no other plastic over on the front. It does look like it comes with a pre-installed screen protector, so I'm going to peel that off. It's not really a screen protector, just something to cover up the screen. And there are no plastic pieces on the edges, so now we are plastic free. And let's turn this on. So here we have it. I haven't set it up yet, obviously, because I just turned it on, but that's what the display looks like with the new Infinity O display, and that means that basically they're calling out that hole punch camera. It's much smaller than the one on the Galaxy S series devices, the S10 devices, for example, and it's also centered. You're getting a centered look over there with that symmetrical design, smaller hole punch camera, so it looks a little nicer. It is still a little bit noticeable and obvious, but I kind of like the way it looks. It just looks very sleek. I'm gonna go set this phone up, but I did want to quickly point out some of the other things. There is the USB-C at the bottom. That's where you also get the S Pen. Let's pull that out quickly. And this is the new S Pen. It's slightly redesigned and it feels a little more beveled around the edges. The button's still there, the Samsung logo is kind of gone, and it feels a little more streamlined and slimmer, I'd say. Definitely a little more comfortable to hold because it's a little curvier. Let's put that back in. There is nothing on the right side of the phone. The power button's gone. At the top, there's just your SIM card tray and your micro SD card slot. And over on the left are the only two buttons. This is the power button, but technically it's the Bixby button that's something that you can customize in the settings. And then that's the volume rocker at the top. So I've just set up the phone, but I've also cleaned the back, and I just wanted to show off what that looks like. As you can see, it is changing a lot in the colors and lights that it catches, so there's a lot of colors going on. So any light that's refracted on it just gives off that rainbow-like color. It's very attractive and definitely looks even better when it's outdoor lighting. Every time I feel like there's some other different color that's popping up on it, so it really looks really attractive, and definitely my opinion that you should buy this color over all the other options. So one of the first features I wanted to give you guys a look at were the new S Pen gestures. Now, of course, there's a lot of things that you can do with the S Pen over the years that Samsung has just added to it. For example, you can translate text by hovering the S Pen over it. You can send live messages, which are like GIFs, but written text that act out when you send a message. One of the new ones here is AR Doodle, which we'll take a look at, but also S Pen gestures. It's not really an app that you can see, but you can do things like open the camera app, for example, by pressing and holding the button on the S Pen. And of course, that's also customizable. But S Pen gestures is essentially something that lets you use the S Pen to make gestures in the air and control the modes in, say, for example, the camera app. Now, this will work in other different apps like the Gallery app, and third-party developers can add support. So hopefully, a lot of them will, and it'll give you more use out of the S Pen. But how it works is essentially I'm making gestures with the S Pen by pressing and holding the button, and the camera mode is switching. As you can see right now, I just swished my hand to the left like a wand, and the camera mode switched from night to food. Now if I go the other way, it's going to switch the other way as well. And of course I can do what I just did by doing an up or downward motion. That'll switch the camera to the front camera or the rear lens. And of course, if you press and hold if you just press and tap the button, not a press and hold, if you just press and tap the button, it'll take a photo. Now, of course, if I go to live video, for example, or live focus video, I can also just tap the button and it'll start recording. And so as you can see, this really is helpful for the camera app more so than many other apps, because you can put your Note 10 Plus on a tripod, for example, and step away from it and just use this as your control device. But also there are new sensors in here that long term, I think Samsung is hoping that developers can add things like game support so that you can control a character through a game with the S Pen. So there's a lot of unique things that the S Pen can do and a lot of potential. Hopefully it just is utilized. So one of the features I also wanted to show is that new AR Doodle mode. Basically, it lets you use the S Pen to draw in augmented reality without the mess of actual drawing in real life. The perk of that is that basically you are able to just draw on people's faces, for example, without actually leaving any marks on their real face. Now, the issue that we're having right now is that I'm trying to draw everywhere, which sort of just lets you actually draw anywhere in the room, for example, but it keeps just saying pan the camera around before doodling, and I've been panning for a while and nothing is happening. So I'm gonna have to ask Samsung exactly what's going on there, just so I can figure out if I'm just being an idiot and spend some time there to figure that out properly. But we can draw on someone's face, and you can see there's a little box because it recognizes this person's face. This is my brother, he's a videographer, and basically there's different little pens that you can use, and the point is that, say if I drew a little party hat on top of his head, this is probably the worst looking party hat ever. Actually, let me just redo that because it was literally terrible. Let's do that again. Great, so now it's on his head. And now, Joel, if you don't mind moving around. Oh, okay, all right. Well, it just deleted my drawing. That's nice. Let's try that again. Let's draw that party hat. Make it pretty simple. And now, Joel, if you don't mind moving your head, you can see it's trying to stay to his head, doing a decent job. It sort of just like floats over a bit extra, and it also does look a bit awkward because it keeps sort of shifting, but you can see it looks very 3D-esque, sort of. I mean, it's still kind of flat, but it does have some 3D dimensions to it. It looks kind of fun. It is definitely having a lot more trouble with finding the face, but probably because he's looking at an angle. If you look straight at the camera, you can see it actually moves it around, and I think I could just sort of keep drawing there. Although I think now I just kind of ruined it and made it a something weird. But anyway, you get the idea. I can draw things on his eyes, on his nose, his mouth, and of course, as long as he's looking at the camera, I think it'll do a pretty good job of trying to stay on his face. For example, let's try and look at the camera, Joel. Let's try and black out one of the eyes, for example, like sort of an eye patch, and now look around. Yeah, it seems to just completely disappear when he looks profile, but it stays on mostly if he tries and keeps his face relatively in the shot and towards the camera. It's doing a pretty good job actually of keeping that in the accurate position that his eye is in, but obviously the hat is just doing things. But you can see how much fun this could be, and of course you can hit that record button to record things that are going on, and then you can obviously share that clip, and that's the whole idea. You make these fun little drawings. Now if he went out of frame for a second, and now if he came back in quickly, you can see it immediately just pops back in, and that's kind of fun. I think people will have some creative ideas here to throw in and make some fun pieces of content, but it is at the end of the day a fun feature, kind of like something like what I think Apple's Animojis kind of is. It's a fun feature. I don't know how many people will use it all the time. Some people will definitely use it all the time, other people might not, but that's the idea. It's just a fun little feature, and especially can't wait to get that everywhere feature working, so I can just draw like a house and make it come to life in well, not in the real world, but in the augmented world. So that's a quick look at the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Of course, this is just one phone. There are two others as well. There's the Note 10, which is smaller and cheaper, as well as the Note 10 Plus 5G, which is just 2 grams heavier than the Note 10 Plus, but also has that 5G support. All three are going to be available August 23rd. This one costs $1,100. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like that content, well, stay tuned because we'll have a lot more Note 10 Plus content coming along the pipeline as we lead up to our final review video. But of course, it won't end there, so stay tuned. But otherwise, for now, like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and head to digitaltrends.com for more.